Parshas Vayeshev. This is a shmuz adapted from a shmuz of Moran Hagoin Reb Leib Chasman Zecher Tzaddik Livrocha. It says in the Torah, Parshas Vayeshev, Vayiru, V'Yisrael, Pasuk Gimel, Pasuk 3 in Parshas Vayeshev at the beginning. V'Yisrael Ohav es Yosef mikol bonav. Yaakov Avinu loved Joseph more than all his children. Ki ven zekunim huloi, because he was the son of his old age. V'osa loi kesenas pasim, and he made for him a coat of many colors. The pasuk continues, Vayiru Echav ki oisei ohav avihem mikol Echav. All the brothers saw that their father loved him more than all the other brothers. Vayisna'u oisei, and they hated Joseph. And a little bit later, the pasuk says, Vayekanu by Echav, pasuk Yud Aleph, pasuk 11. His brothers were envied him and were jealous. So the brothers had kina and sinna, hatred and jealousy toward their blood brother, toward Joseph. Simply, and it's hard to learn a pasuk very simply, but simply the pasuk says, since the father loved Joseph, since Yaakov Avinu loved Joseph more than all the brothers, we also like Kesenes Pasim. So he gave him a coat of many colors, and that caused a lot of kin and sinna. Why should he get the coat of many colors, not us? So there was jealousy and hatred. That's the very simple way of reading the Psukim. And of course, this is impossible. How could it be that the brothers who were Kedoshei Elyon, they were very, very holy people, very great people. The greatest people we have today are only very small in comparison to the brothers. They were Gedolei Adar. They were Shiftei Kor, the tribes of Hashem. So how could it be that they were jealous of Joseph because their father Yaakov Avinu gave Joseph a coat of many colors? Comes along Rashi comes along, and he brings down different interpretations of Ben Zekunim Loi, Huloi. Simple meaning is because he was the son of his old age. And the question on that is, son of his old age, Binyamin was still younger. So therefore, Onkelos comes along, Rashi brings down Onkelos. It wasn't the Kesonas Pasim, it wasn't the garment of many colors that they were jealous of. It was what brought Yaakov Avinu to give Yosef the Kesonas Pasim, namely that Bar Hakim Hulei, Onkelos Tirgem Bar Hakim Hulei. He was a wise son. Kol ma shalomad, Rashi brings down, Onkelos, Kol ma shalomad mishem ve'ever, whatever Yaakov Avinu learned from Shem in the base medrash of Shem and Eva, he transmitted to Yosef. And that's what they were jealous of. They were jealous of their brother, who was so brilliant and so smart, who knew the whole Torah, that their father transmitted to Yosef. And that's why Yaakov Avinu gave the Kesonas Pasim. That's why he gave them, since he was so brilliant and everything, he gave him a gift. He gave him a gift of Kesonas Pasim. But it wasn't the Kesonas Pasim, it wasn't the garment that they were jealous of. It's what brought Yaakov Avinu to give a garment to Yosef, the fact of his brilliance. They were jealous and hated Yosef because of his Torah that he had. That's the way we have to learn Pshat in the Pasuk. And the question is, how is it possible that even for Torah, these Kedoshei Elyon, these very, very, very holy brothers, because of kinna v'sinna, how kinna, jealousy and hatred are very evil traits. These are bad traits. How could it be possible that they had such bad traits? It says so in the Torah, kinna and sinna, but how is such a thing possible? What do we do if we have jealousy in our hearts? If we have jealousy, I want what somebody else has, I want what my friend has, I'm jealous, why should he have it, not I? Or sinna, I hate somebody, he did something to me, whatever. What do we do if we have jealousy and hatred? What do? We take out a Mesilas Yesharim, and we sit and learn, and we try to uproot these evil traits from within our hearts. So how is it possible that the brothers of Yosef had kinna and sinna as the Torah testifies? The Torah. How is it possible? Why didn't they take a Mesilas Yesharim, or whatever why didn't they work on themselves to get rid of it? These are evil, terrible traits. These are sin. Such holy people, how could they have such evil traits within them? Comes along Reb Leib Chasman, Zecher Tzaddik Levracha. And Reb Leib Chasman tells us that surely if they would have realized that they had kinna and sinna, they surely would have uprooted it from themselves. They surely would have worked on themselves. They surely would have done something to get rid of this terrible, terrible jealousy and hatred. But Reb Leib Chasman tells us they were unaware of it. They were unaware. And a proof to this, because when we know that we have evil traits, we work on it, and we try to uproot it from within ourselves. We say Tachnun every day. We try to do tshuva and get rid of any evil that we have within us. And surely the brothers did the same thing. Surely they said Tachnun every day. When Yom Kippur, we ask for tshuva. Surely 22 years passed by, but the brothers did not realize a thing. That tells us something. That the kinna and sinna that they had were not blatant. They were not obvious. Because if they were, they would have worked on themselves to get it out of their system. But they didn't work on themselves because they did not realize that they had the kinna and sinna within them. In other words, it was such a dakis, it was such a thin strand of jealousy, little minuscule amount of jealousy and hatred they had within them, and they couldn't detect it till 22 years later, where we will see. They said, Avol Hashem Manachnu, they said they were guilty, but for 22 years they couldn't detect it whatsoever, because it was so minuscule, it was such a small amount of jealousy and hatred that they couldn't detect it. That's why the Torah says they had kinna and sinna, and the brothers couldn't do anything about it, because they were unaware they had it, that they had to uproot it from within themselves. According to all this, we might learn two musar haskels from here. One, there was terrible devastation here because of the kinna and sinna. Could you imagine? They wanted to kill their own brother. Terrible, terrible, terrible. They tried to kill him. They wanted to kill him. They let their father mourn for their missing brother, for Yosef, for 22 years. Vayemohen lehisnachem, he refused to be comforted. The father Yaakov Avinu went through such misery. You see what kinah and sinah can cause. You see the devastation that it could bring, and what kind of kinah sinah? Not a blatant, not a blatant kinah sinah, but a kinah sinah that's so thin. It's a it's a thin strand. A little bit jealousy, a little bit could cause such havoc. Could make them want to kill their brother and let their father mourn and be miserable for 22 years for the loss of his son. That's one thing we could see. It's not only a blatant jealousy and hatred that we have to uproot from within us, but we have to search. And even if we just see that even a minuscule kinah and sinah can cause such terrible devastation. The second thing we might learn from here is that people feel that they're accomplished. Baruch Hashem, I sit and learn, and I do chesed, and this and that. We feel accomplished. The brothers surely felt accomplished. The brothers for 22 years were Kadoshei Elyon. They were Kadoshim. They were Shiftei Koah. Not knowing that there existed within their system this terrible, terrible trait of kinah and sinah. That means that we should never be oversure. We should never be so sure of ourselves. Okay, Baruch Hashem, we're learning, we're this, that, we're doing chesed. We still have to double check. Because it's possible that there's things there's traits, there are evil traits within our system. It's possible that even though we seem to be doing fine, ruchniistic, but we could still have those in our system. There's no end to having to check ourselves out, to try to detect the truth of what's going on within us. Shem should help us to rid ourselves of any midas rois, any kinah and sinah, even to the smallest degree, because it could cause havoc and terrible destruction. And we should also know there's no end to stop searching within ourselves, even though we're doing wonderful things and great things, but who knows, there may be evil traits within us that we must uproot from within ourselves. Hashem should help us. V'taher libeinu la'avdecha be'emes. We should have a pure and holy heart to serve Hashem properly. Amen.